Welcome, everybody, to episode 27. 27 of the Lifted, Lowered, and Confused podcast. We got a special guest today, little Youngblood, G. Gaston, right?
Yes, sir.
A.K.A. G, joining us. How old are you, buddy?
I'm 20.
20 years old, man. Youngblood.
Yeah.
I told you, man.
So you rolled up in a nice Harley, man.
Yep, 2002 Fat Boy.
Thing's nice.
Put a picture up of that thing.
Yeah, we'll get a picture of it. Thing's nice, man. How long you been riding?
I've been riding since I was 15, so.
Nice.
Started off with choppers, and now I'm into the Chicano Harley look and doing all that stuff.
Kind of unheard of for someone his age.
Yeah, man.
And that style of bike, and then also just to have as many as he's had.
Yeah. How long you been around the whole kind of custom scene?
Probably since I was like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad started off with Cavalcated Customs in Cincinnati, Ohio, taking me there. He had a couple hot rods, and then when I turned about 16, I got in my own thing and started doing whatever else I could find. So.
Nice, man. Nice. Yeah, I like the bike, man. That's the style that I'm trying to go. That's the style that Dean's building.
Yeah. I was going to say, actually, that's exactly what you're trying to do is soft.
Yeah.
You're trying to do a soft tail. His next step with that is what? Dropping it and then
dropping
fishtails?
back 2 and 39-inch fishtails. Nice. Maybe changing 21 to a 23.
Nice, man. I like it. It's
everything.
Clean look. It's a real clean look.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So how's your build coming? How's your bike coming?
We got the bars kind of mocked up where I need them, where I feel comfortable.
Yeah.
We're gonna be dropping the rear 1 to 3 inches. I'm gonna start off at 3. If I don't like it, I'll raise it up to 2. But we put a 2x4 into the front just to get that feel with the bars on to kind of, represent what it's going to be, the angle and stuff like that. And then my homeboy Ben was doing all the wiring, which is a very tedious job. Every wire has to be extended with a kit. It still has to be soldered, heat shrunk, and I mean it's a process. He said because all it takes is 1 ohm of resistance like off, and it'll throw engine codes and stuff right up on the dash of the bike and stuff. So it's a tedious process, but I think he's either waiting this Saturday for me to do the tune-up with him, or he's going to be doing the tune-up and the service, I guess you can call it, throughout the week.
Yeah. How bad are the blemishes on your handlebars?
There's not. He looked high and low.
Notice we haven't yet seen them. I was excited. Thought maybe we get to see it today.
He looked at me and said, "How much did you spend? How much did you save on these?" And I was just like, it was like $75 or $100. And he goes, "Dude, that's insane." So
it was a good buy then.
Hate on my blemishes. There ain't no that fucking blemish. The only blemish. The only
words. Watch your words, man.
Shut up. The only blemish here is your attitude.
Yeah, good.
Got me cursing in front of children and shit.
There's another one, too. Third strike, your mic's getting shut off.
That's it.
You go on timeout for 2 minutes.
I'm gonna cut you out. Speaking of wiring, you got your wiring set good now, right?
I did. Yeah, towed up to Indiana this past week for Slamology. Met up with my boy Brandon at D&B Sales, and they hooked up both the F-250 and the Buick.
Nice.
So got a Sony Bluetooth amplifier, so it didn't mess up the dash at all.
It's wild that they got everything's Bluetooth now.
Dude, it's so cool.
They still working on Bluetooth drive shafts though. They're still working on those.
Not yet.
SEMA's got them. SEMA's got them.
The guy with the safety squints and the Bluetooth welder.
The Bluetooth. I'll have to show you that picture. He's got a Bluetooth welder and safety squints, and it's a guy on what was it, San Andreas or whatever, and he's welding like this with no mask, his eyes wide open, and there's nothing connected to the whip, so he's got a Bluetooth welder and safety squints.
That's
when I saw, the funny thing is about safety squints, he used to be like, he always used to bust his chops about
never safety.
Wear glasses.
I'm a squinter.
Yeah.
Wear glasses. Well, guess what? He didn't wear glasses one time, and he had to go get metal removed out of his eyeball, which I've done 3 times. So now he's like, it makes no sense, man. I was squinting for maximum protection.
Those were my exact words.
Got lucky.
I was squinting for maximum protection, and I still caught some metal in the eye.
That's me every day at work, so I know how you are.
Yeah. Allegedly.
What
do you do at your age? What do you do for work?
So as of right now, I'm just a simple fabricator, welder.
Okay.
Do a lot of service repairs and traveling around Cape Coral and Fort Myers.
That's new, right?
That's new to me.
What were you doing right before that? I think you're doing something pretty wild.
Right before that, I was actually a cell tower technician, so I climbed cell towers.
Wow.
Yeah, he sent me some pictures. I'm just like, I'm looking at the pictures and my feet are tingling. I'm like, no.
Yep.
No. Kids all the way up.
Yeah.
Ow.
Originally I started going right after high school. I went to school for welding in Chicago, and the school wound up kind of being iffy, so I dropped out.
Okay.
And I moved back home. My stepbrother was like, "Hey, you got a death wish? Let's do this." So,
You make poor choices. Come on.
Yeah, like-
I got the job for you.
It pays well, though, right?
I mean, the previous company when I lived in Indiana that I worked for, they paid well. When I moved down here, the company down here, they just really didn't give a crap for you if you didn't have any experience. So they start you off at 19 an hour. That's nothing if you're risking your life every day.
No, that's not. It's not. It's not. Not when you can go for 17 an hour to start off at McDonald's.
Exactly.
No, that's nothing.
I'm out on that.
But still,
It's
I mean,
crazy.
that's saying something at 20 or even before 20 to be doing stuff like that. Like you.
And then right after a car accident too. Like it wasn't even fucking. 5 months.
That's
Yeah.
one.
He's counting them out. One.
5 months after my car accident, I was about to climb cell towers.
Wow,
So
that's nuts, man.
yeah,
That's nuts.
Kind of crazy.
That's well-rounded for your age, man. I'm actually
Yeah.
impressed.
Yeah,
legit,
man.
I'm impressed.
Good for you. I'm inspired that there's and hopeful that the youth is still trying to carry on some of the
There's very
some
few.
of the traditional.
Very few.
A lot of them are slugs.
Yeah,
Straight
oh, man.
slugs, boy.
They don't want to work.
Yeah.
They don't want to do nothing.
They don't. They really don't.
And he ain't even like preference brand too. Like he likes hot rods and bikes and everything, and he just bought a brand new import. What is nice? What, he lowered it with wheels?
Yeah,
What is
it's
it?
a 2019 Volkswagen Jetta.
I'll
6-speed
put a
turbo.
picture up that. That
Okay.
thing's pretty tight. Like I
Okay.
mean, he don't care what anybody thinks. So I like
Easy would get along with. He's got bagged Passat.
Yep.
Yeah, I want to bag it at some point, but for now, static. I'm all good.
Yeah,
It's fun going down the highway. My girlfriend loves it.
yeah.
I think that's why I wanted him on the show. You know, he kind of he's like us. He just kind of marches to the beat of his own drum. Like nobody
man.
in this circle has ever really cared what anybody else liked or what they said you should like and everything. You ran what you ran.
Yeah,
he's
everyone
ran what
has-
he's ran.
Everyone has their preferences, but nobody really discriminates.
Yeah, we've always kind of done
for the
our own
most
thing.
part.
And at his age and the influence in this day and age, he's just like, no, I'm gonna do this and this and this.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta think about it though. A lot of kids now have different influences than I did. My influences were Indian Larry, Tom Fugel,
Yeah,
all these old school guys.
heavy hitters, man.
Yeah, guys that aren't around anymore. Like,
Yeah.
it's all different.
Yeah,
You
man.
got weird bearded dudes coming up to you asking whose chopper this is at a car show.
Yep. And you got some sketchy looking 19-year-old riding it.
But it's funny because coincidentally, you've been to the shows that he was just talking about.
Yeah.
The Slamology.
Slamology, which was this past weekend you were at.
Yep.
And I have a lot of buddies that went up there. Project Indy, Kerry Bewley. I don't know if you know him. He has the C1500 that's all checkered out, matching wheels. All
Oh, yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
I was gonna say,
It's
so
the-
if you
it's the older
name it,
one.
he'll probably say
Yeah.
he
Yeah, it's
saw
the
it.
older one. Yeah, yeah.
So when I lived in Indy, that truck always caught my. Well, I didn't know about it actually. I was friends with his son, and he brought me into a garage. I was like, wait a minute, this is a legend. Like, so that led me on to that. But I also had an S10 on bags, and so I knew some guys around there, and guy that just moved down here, Brock, and then Brian Simone with the Cadillac that sits way up. It's teal and paint. I knew him.
That one wasn't up there this week, but the Chevy was. Pretty positive.
So I know a lot of those guys.
Actually, I did not take a picture of it.
Small
but
world, man.
It was in the backdrop of one of my pictures.
Even with age group, just a small world, man.
No, really is.
A
Really is.
lot of the audio stuff. I was.
It was
into that.
destined. You were going to magnetize to this group.
Yes, for sure. Which I'm fine with.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll get you right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. As far as my progress goes, there's none.
On where? You're setting up for something big and just there's none. Well, we're going to
There's
be working on. We got to do
none.
some maintenance on your
They
on the wheel.
They came and cleared out all the grass for the that was
Oh, you
growing
mean
in through
progress on the-
for anything for the dirt.
For
And now
anything.
I had nice compacted dirt, and then I had nice compacted dirt with grass growing through it, and now I've got nice loose dirt with no grass.
Yep. Yep.
So we'll
Not
see.
that we're shocked about
I
that.
might need more dirt now. We'll see how that goes.
Wonderful.
The
Seems like they're really holding up their end of the bargain. Great
Yeah.
business.
yeah, but hopefully soon. Hopefully soon.
It's
Other than
coming.
that, I think I might start. Man, I'm tossing the idea. I don't know what I want to do. If I want to
boy. Here
just
it comes,
try
Trent.
to clean the top and just panel paint it the factory color, just paint the doors and the bumper, things that need paint.
Oh, well, you bet what those areas that are like clear, the clear is messed up, and it's like
Yeah,
showing-
like the doors need to be painted for sure because of the trim that pulled the paint off and the holes in the rear doors. The fenders need to be painted because of the trim. The trunk needs to be at least re-cleared because the clear's burnt.
I'm gonna let you finish. Go ahead.
The bumpers need to be painted.
Yeah. Yep, I know all the little imperfections on it.
But the quarters are good, so I wouldn't have to worry about taking the top off.
Okay.
I say you clean it.
Or
Thank you.
or I take
Because you know,
the top off and paint it something nice.
because you know, doing piecemealing it together, you're never going to be happy. I'm just going to do this, 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 and this. Then you're going to do those things, and you're going to be less happy, and you would have wasted. And I don't want to say wasted, but you would have committed all that time to something ultimately that you're still not going to be happy.
Well,
So
then
I
I
would
don't-
say just I agree with Trent. I would say clean it, make it as nice as it can be for now, and then just got to be patient with these people with this building, and then wait
that's
till
what
that
I'm saying.
building's up.
If I clean the top, I'm gonna panel paint it. I'm not gonna clean the top and get the top fresh. I'm not gonna spend because that's a lot of elbow grease to clean that top. It's a lot
See,
of mold.
But you ain't even keeping that top though.
Unfortunately, you have that light tan top.
I know.
Shows everything.
Everything.
Where Tim's
Well,
Tim's top's probably just as dirty as yours, but it's dark blue. So
No. The problem with
I don't see
my
nothing.
the problem with my top is it sat unprotected, untreated, anything outside forever.
Yeah.
Tim's at least has been under a carport or kind of covered or kind of shaded, this and that.
Tim's
Mine's
a
been out
special
in the alley.
case, though,
It
man.
is.
His car, as we
It
dubbed
is.
it, the
If
cleanest
I-
92 in existence.
Because realistically, if the top comes clean, it's only got the one little rub hole, right? So if I bleach it and get it clean and get all the mold gone, get it good, I can Scotch guard it, I can 303 it, I can put
yeah.
all the protectants on it to keep it nice, and then maintain it, right? Because that's honestly what got it there was lack of maintenance. So if I get it nice and I just repaint it all the bad spots to factory color and just make it just a nice driver town car.
I mean, it's
'Cause
going to
if
be
the
it's going to
top
be that
comes-
regardless. And when you get your shop going and everything, you're going to do all the same. Whether it's a little bit more or a little bit less, it's going to be the same thing. It's going to be a nice driver. So why
Yeah, but I
not
wouldn't
just hold off?
I wouldn't be in as big of a hurry to take the top off if the top looked decent.
Yeah, if it looks good, it's an eyesore. You walk out every day, the first thing you see is that light
I get it.
top
I get
covered
it.
in mold.
Looks
and,
like a leopard.
yeah, it
I know.
does, yeah.
I know. So I say you stop there though. Clean the top. Get the top.
I
Get
can't,
the eyesore.
I can't stop.
removed.
No, because then the eyesore is all.
I don't know if you
where
noticed
the-
the hole. The door's got a hole in it.
Yeah,
That's a problem.
that's a
Well,
big
that's
problem.
somebody.
And then the
going off
strips
stripping.
of paint that are peeled off from.
Well,
where
look
it
at me.
came
I
from.
mean, okay, you're right. Absolutely right about the eyesore because we did all the little finite things on my car for the most part, and now I've had several people. Oh man, where'd you scratch it? The back rear quarter. There's a one scratch about this big. It was there from when we first picked it up, but because everything else, he's done a lot of trim here, there. This,
You never
and we did a
really
lot
picked
of
it
little
out.
things. That's the last thing left. And even my daughter one day she goes, oh, "Dad, when did you scratch it?" I'm like, "Honey, it's been there since I bought it." Like,
Yeah.
but that's what you see now.
right.
So I get
That's
it.
the
I
thing.
understand where you're coming
so
from.
regardless, one way or another, the car's going to get painted, right? And we're gonna film it, and it's going to be good content for these fine folks. It's just
In a blow up mattress or what is it?
blow up paint booth, man. Blow up mattress. Get out of here with that. It's just a matter. Man, I really want to paint it something cool instead of the factory color.
That's what I'm saying. So wait and do it one
I don't
time
want to
right.
wait. I don't want to wait.
Have you met this man?
I don't want to wait.
He wanted to sell it the other day because he couldn't put hydraulics on it. Like
He goes, listen, 1 week he's doing these things. Next week, I'm selling the Lincoln. I'm selling the Lincoln.
That's how I feel about everything I do.
he has the attention span of a gnat. Like if something's rubbing him the wrong way, it's got to go. So
Gotta go.
You know,
we either-
somebody's got to pay
ain't got time
for
for
it.
it.
We either
Somebody's
fix
got to
it
pay
or
for
he's
his bad
selling it.
attitude. That's it. And it's always the Lincoln.
unless
It's always the
it's
Lincoln.
a glass house, he has the patience of a saint with the glass house.
It's true.
Every other thing, no patience. All the
true.
patience on the glass house.
All the patients
No
have been
patience left for anything else.
exhausted through the 75 glass house, bro.
It is what it is.
It's true. It's true, man. Like
We
one
pick
week
our,
you're
we
all
pick
on
our
it.
battles.
1 week you're good. You're all on it. The next week I'm selling. I'm done
That
with it.
battle,
I'm
that's
selling it.
Hamburger Hill, bro. It's Hamburger Hill.
I
You're
don't
just
know.
getting slaughtered.
I don't know
on
what
it.
that means.
It's yeah,
It's an uphill battle that you ain't winning.
yeah. It's God. Can you reabsorb some of the glass house energy and
No,
put it towards?
no. The town car is getting painted
See?
soon.
Gonna-
Or
bro,
sold.
he-
It's one of the two.
And he's coming into this. Could you imagine him out there painting this thing in a booth in this heat?
Yeah, it's
It's got airflow.
Anybody seen Will? Bro, he's gonna be in there, and because the floor is gonna be all like a slip and slide, he's gonna be
It is hot. It does get hot in there, but it's
Bro.
got airflow.
on the ground face first, slipping in his own sweat, just like passed out.
That's something I want to touch on. Like being up in Slamology this weekend, 78 degrees and no humidity.
Man,
Bro, it was the Indiana people were like, "Oh my God, it's miserable." I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" I'm sitting there dry as a boat. I'm like, "This is perfect, man.
Glory.
Beautiful."
You're over there looking at houses. You're like, what?
It dropped down to like
I'm looking
60
through
at night.
Marketplace for a
Dude,
home.
It was gorgeous.
Now you
up
see
there.
why I want to move back.
Yeah.
I legit came home yesterday, and I pull into the driveway, and I had the windows up, AC on the whole way.
Instantly wanted to get out and go
Stepped
home.
out of my truck. My foot hit the ground, and the sweat said, "Whew." And I was like, Florida, I just got out the car. I didn't even do anything yet. Why are we doing this? Please stop. Like, it's so
It's
miserable.
not consensual at all. There was no save for it.
Dude, literally, my foot hit the ground, and I just started sweating. I'm like, this.
He almost slipped out of the slide with toe sweat.
You got to be kidding me, bro.
No.
Awful.
But I don't know if I showed you guys the color that so Tropical Glitz just came out with the Cosmic series.
To be clear, you've showed us about 9 colors you're going to paint that car.
This latest color that's really got
The latest of the latest idea.
I've only showed you 2 colors that I have picked out for the town car that I was tossing.
He's not like Justin.
But now,
Fair.
What green do you want? He shows up every
Oh, man.
shade of green.
Oh, man.
One of these.
He's like, well, let me just.
yeah. No, I had a green picked out from Tropical Glitz, and I had a green picked out from Paint Huffer. But Tropical Glitz just came out with this Cosmic series.
Let's see it.
Oh man, it's nice. It's real nice. So it's almost like it got a holographic flake in it.
Ooh.
Under this green, and it is noise.
What's that other show that while he's looking for that, what's that other show that you went to that we all want to go to? What was it? Not Blood Drag. Camp and Drag. So you've been to that.
Yeah. So
You're one ahead of all of us, so why don't you give us some insight on that?
I like that a lot.
So
Oh, that's pretty dope.
yeah, that'd be a color.
Wow, that is dope.
It's got like a holographic flick in there, man.
But yeah,
It's
so
real
So what's
nice.
what's the word on Camp and Drag, man?
So
We
Camp
hear a
and-
lot of great things about it.
it's one of those shows where you have to be invited to it for one. Or
Okay.
well, you have to meet the standards basically. Which I mean, it's a great show to go to.
Okay.
Whole weekend event.
Touch on those. You said the standards. Y'all seen the picture I sent you, right? From when you pull in to Slamology, like at Slamfest, you can roll in a basic traffic car
Factory,
and register and pull your car in there.
Yeah.
You have to meet criteria to go to
See,
Slamology.
I didn't even know that until you told me that.
Like when you pull in,
You
They
can
have-
literally have a bone stock car at Slamfest.
yeah, 100%.
Bone stack.
So they have the sign set up, and it says, I forget what it said, pull over for vehicle acceptance or whatever. Like, they check your
That's
vehicle.
cool. That's cool.
And if
Or they put you in check.
yeah, and they're like,
I like that.
Now, there is some basic ass traffic because it's mainly a stereo show. So your basic ass traffic will hammer. Like, they have the big stereo in it.
Right.
But let me
All the
see.
money went into that.
It says here, stop for vehicle approval. You have
No
to stop
kidding.
Yep.
at the tent, and they will go, which vehicle you showing? That one back there. I literally pulled up, and I was like, is this one good? He's like, oh, yeah, you're good. It was laid out in the trailer.
He just.
But
Oh, yeah.
again,
Yeah.
if you've pre-registered, you show up in something, they'll be like, here's your money back. You can go
No
around front
kidding.
and come in as a spectator. That's not coming in the show. Like, the cars up there are
You're going to a
pretty
show,
tight.
you're going to see a show.
Yeah.
So,
So you're
And
not
then-
going to see a bunch of old guys in jorts with Corvettes pulling up.
Then I love that sign.
No loud stereos on. I love that. Too.
And the best part is it's not in like a suburban area like we are now. This show's out in the middle of nowhere.
It's at
Country.
the Lucas
Country.
Lucas Oil
Yeah.
Raceway in the middle. It's in a little podunk town.
Yeah.
Like there ain't nothing. There's an O'Reilly's
Yeah.
and a gas station.
There's the essentials.
That's it.
You got a
And then
gas
it's-
station and a parts store.
and then farmhouses.
But I was gonna say, but it's not even close to O'Reilly's.
It's
like-
about a mile. It's a mile away. I had to
Yeah.
use it. But the cool thing about
it's about a mile away. How do you?
tell me how I know how to use it.
the Buick was an asshole the entire trip. We'll get into that
Where
in
you
just a
at?
minute. And that's not a bad word. I don't care what everybody has one, so we're good. But the cool thing about the O'Reilly's is it's a mile away from the racetrack.
Okay.
So whatever you need, even on older cars, they have it in stock because they're used to people coming out and running these old cars
That's
that are all
awesome.
souped up.
That's
Like
awesome.
I needed a voltage regulator. Hey, I need a voltage regulator for a 64 Buick. You want the $49 one or $59 one?
What?
I was like, what? I'll be there in 2 minutes. We'll pick it out then.
Yeah.
That's insane.
So like they had everything.
You
in
do that
stock,
anything
bro.
over here, they're like, "That'll be here Monday," and
Yeah,
it'll be
exactly.
it'll be like a Tuesday.
Is that 4-wheel drive?
Well, like with Camp and Drag, the one I went to was at Raccoon Lake. is that big campground that's out there, and there's a big lake, there's a beach, so there's plenty of stuff to do when you're out there.
Okay.
And like you said, it's nothing but cruising. That's all it is. And
Yeah.
there's all kinds of
To me,
different
it's in the
stuff.
wrong area for
Actually,
Yeah.
For
I wanna
car
say-
clubs of that
I really want to
caliber?
tell Ryan's story since we're talking about camp and drag, but I want to get his
car clubs of that caliber. We're just
Yeah.
not in the right area for it, man.
Like with Kerry with Project Indy, his group that comes in, they get the back lot,
They
the
just
whole
shut
back
down.
lot. They shut down the whole
they just
back
shut it
lot.
down. Yeah.
But you gotta think that truck's a legend when it comes to
Right.
stuff. The story behind that truck, if he allows me to tell it one time, I will tell it whenever I'm back, because that story is crazy. He'll have to write it down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, just driving through there, because I had a 7.3 Power Stroke lifted up. I was hauling stuff for them in there.
Oh.
That's the only way I was allowed in.
Okay.
And so I didn't stay the whole show. I stayed one day, hung out for a couple hours, and left. And so, but just within the couple hours of being there, I saw more stuff than I've ever seen at
Right.
Cavalcade, more stuff than I've ever seen out in the streets here. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's rare here, really.
Yeah.
One thing you see out in the streets here is kids getting run over by Challengers and Mustangs.
Yeah.
Doing what is it? It's
Takeovers.
The takeovers.
Yeah.
And it's just like so who's gonna get hit? That's it. Who's gonna
Yep.
get mollywopped by the back end of a Challenger?
Hopefully everybody.
Hopefully all of them. Yeah.
I'm just gonna take it out in Atlanta coming back. I tried to hit Atlanta late at night because of the way people drive there.
Yep.
Yeah.
We got passed by 4 Challengers, probably doing a $110, $120,
Yep.
and they almost hit a box truck and were like sideways, and I literally was like, ooh, ooh, ooh.
That's great.
All right, I just got permission to tell the
Oh,
camp
please
and
tell.
drag story.
I got permission to tell.
We're gonna put a picture up right here. While I was up in India, I hung out with a group of guys called the Goodfellas. Their car club. They are an amazing group of dudes. It is everything
Send me pictures of you.
of a car club that I would want in a car club. Like if you need something, hey bro, I need this. 10 dudes showed up. It was amazing. One of the guys, I'm not even gonna say his name, but with the Goodfellas, once you're a full member, you have the same logo. It says Goodfellas on it, but then you get to pick a character or a cartoon or whatever you want. Like Kurt, he's got a red Duramax that tows the hearse, and it's a huge truck, so he calls it Clifford. So he's got a
Clifford,
picture of Clifford with the Goodfellas. And, a couple guys, one of the guys has a blue truck, and he calls it the Smurfmobile, so he's got Papa Smurf. Goodfellas. Well, this individual in question has a green OBS bagged on big rims, and he named the truck Oscar. Oscar from Sesame Street.
Yeah, yeah.
So his back logo, he's got Oscar the Grouch in a garbage can, and then the Goodfellas thing.
Yeah.
Well, up front, he has this picture right here. It is Oscar the Grouch with a black eye, little stars around his head, and Oscar's holding a pink plastic flamingo.
Oh God.
So it was on the front of the truck, not next to the logo, and I walked up and I was like, dude, what? Tell me about this. What is this? And he's like, all right. We were at Camp and Drag.
God.
And when you go to Camp and Drag, you have to put in applications, and the host club picks the locations, and they approve who's in and who's out, right? So he sent his application in, was approved, shows up there, and he was giving people shooters of beer from a plastic flamingo. He'd cut the back off and the nose off, and you'd pull up. He would tip the flamingo upside down, stick the flamingo's mouth in your mouth, pour the beer in the flamingo's butt, and it would shoot in. Right, so he's doing this, and he's hammered. He's pouring.
Like a flabango.
He was calling it a flabango or something along those lines. I forget exactly what it was called.
Flambago.
So, needless to say, people are pulling up, and he's giving them shooters of beer. Right, so the line starts backing up. One of the dudes from the host club comes up, and he's like, "Hey, bro, you're backing up traffic. I need you to cut it out." Now my man's he's a little twisted. He's a little tatered up himself. Right, so he's like, "All right, cool, no problem. Let's traffic flow."
No.
Yeah, just a smidge. So, 10 minutes later, he goes back out to the strip where he's cruising, starts doing shooters again, full bangos. He wants one. Line starts backing up. Dude comes over again. Bro, I warned you once. You need to stop doing this. You're holding up traffic. All right, my bad. Goes back. He continues to drink himself. Gets the bright idea. Hey, I'm going to go up to where the host club is hanging out at. And we're going to do this up there.
Right in front of him.
So he goes up there towards the front of the park and starts doing it again, backing up traffic. The same dude who's talked to him twice now is coming across the parking lot towards him. He pours the beer into the flamingo, gives the dude the shot, and goes, "Hurry up, here comes Dad." Says it loud enough so homeboy hears it. Dude comes walking up to him, doesn't say a word, Socks him dead in his eyeball. Right? So,
Here comes Dad.
so
Bam.
his club's parked towards the back. So he goes skating back. His eyes all swollen up. Gets back. They're like, what happened to you? He's like, this dude just punched me up front. So the whole club kind of gets together and they go walking up front. Now the host club is up there with like relaxed atmosphere, negative camber, severed tide, like all the big clubs, right? So
And there's like how many of them?
10. The sober ones of this group is like, this probably isn't in our best interest, boys. Let's go back and lick our wounds and figure out like how to prevent this.
Approach this another day.
So they go back the next morning. Everybody wakes up. Everybody's sober. Ryan's like, eyes swollen up, and he's like, yeah, I messed up. I probably shouldn't have done that. So the host club comes over and they're like, hey, things got out of hand. You know, I probably shouldn't have punched you in your eyeball.
I shouldn't have punched you.
And my boy's like, I probably should have listened to you the first 2 times you told me to stop. But so now to remind him of this situation, he has this sticker of Oscar the Grouch with a black eye, the stars holding the pink flamingo, just so he remembers his day at Camp and Drag.
That's great.
That's a good story. I like that.
So
Lessons were learned.
Lessons were learned.
Mistakes were made. Lessons were learned.
So he fudged around at a level 6,
Yeah,
and then he ended up he
found out at level 8.
He found out at level 8.85. You know,
Nice.
so,
that's a good ratio.
Yeah. Hopefully that never happens.
no. But if we're going to do Camp and Drag one year, we just got to know so we can get the application.
Everything. Yeah.
People were filled out 4 months ago, just got their approvals like the day before Slamology.
Wow.
Yeah. One day we'll go to that.
Yeah, we got to set up that proper so
It's-
we all get accepted.
It sounds like I want to go to the Slamology show though one of these years.
Yeah, I've found something out. Did you know? Will's never been in like an SPL vehicle before. He's never sat in one.
I know we talked about that, but I didn't hear that you never, nothing heavy, just only our personal stuff.
Yeah, just street stuff that we've all had.
You've never been in a straight comp vehicle. Oh
No.
my
I'm trying
word!
to think. What's
That
the
is-
loudest thing I've been in? The loudest thing I've been in is probably
Honda Tiburon with 215s.
no. Some people have had louder stuff than I did. I don't know, man. Who had the loudest stereo that we knew?
I mean, we've had
Down here?
Yeah,
Skinny, if you know Skinny.
I don't know, Skinny.
You ain't so you never been in an SPL vehicle.
No, maybe
That's
Muffins or
man. Yeah,
when,
Muffins was
when Muffin
decent, yeah.
when Muffin had the system that he sold.
And that
the
was
blade
loud, but I mean,
in
it's
the
not
envelope.
like-
That was cute.
Yeah, that's probably the loudest thing I've
I'm
been
gonna put you in something that's gonna make you see
See, I
cross-eyed.
don't want-
Corey,
I don't want
what's
to. I
he
ain't-
in for?
I ain't about that life.
What's he in for?
He's never been in an SPL or
He's never been in an SPL vehicle.
Yeah,
He's just shaking his head and
I
smiling.
ain't about that life.
it's you got to give it a shot. You got to do it at least.
Corey
mean,
knows he used to build the stuff. So
I know a guy in Port Charlotte that hangs out at 76 where we all hang out and cruise too, and he has a Chevy Blazer. Has a couple 18s in it, but it'll make your hair stand up.
yeah,
That's close
do
enough.
some tricks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Girls love it.
My homeboy just got, I'm trying to remember his name. He just got into, somebody rear-ended him and busted his whole, he had an excursion or he had he had a big,
Was it black?
yep.
Yeah, I know exactly.
I'm
who
trying
you're
to remember
talking
his name for the life of me, but he had a lot of money in the back of that thing and it used to hammer. I mean, he panel flexing and everything.
He
And I'll have to look him up.
about. He
but
came up to the mall a couple times.
Nick something.
Yep.
Panel
and-
flexing ain't hard though.
No, I mean more than that. Like he was like,
I was flexing Tiburon panels. Come on.
I mean, to be fair, you had
No, got.
you had
Hyundai.
two 15s. You almost had a one-seater when you were done with it.
I sent y'all videos of like windows being blown out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, but I will say this: for anybody who's been in the stereo game, obviously you're not big into it. You went to Spring Break Nationals back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Alma Gates.
Constantly.
You know Alma Gates then,
Yes, yeah,
right?
the old lady with
the grandma of bass. She passed away in
grandma of
2013.
Was it that long ago?
Yeah, it's been 10 years.
How old was she? In her 80s?
She was probably in her 80s. Yeah.
Golly.
So the people that don't know the story, we're going to get into it next week with Ryan when he's here. But kicker this year, because the Broncos back out and Alma Gates and Team Gates always built their stereos and Broncos.
I didn't even know she had a team.
It was Team Gates, hell yeah. She was a world record holder for 2 or 3 years, and then
Last
would literally
person you'd
lose
ever
it for a
expect.
month and then get it back at the next show. But that's a funny story. But we'll get into that
Never
in a second.
expect that.
But anyway, Kicker bought a new Bronco, loaded it up with the new kickers, and then put on the side of it commemorating Alma Gates, and they had her signature signed up. That was
That's-
really cool.
that's cool.
You know, that was
cool.
that was really
doing it.
awesome.
That's doing it.
So I don't know.
When you sent me that picture, I was like, I think that's that older
Yep. And the way she got the world championship, it's so messed up. Her grandson was a huge bass head, loved stereos, right? And I forget the guy's name.
That's wild.
He was the world. He wasn't like on the pro level, but he was holding the world record at his class because they have different classes.
He's holding his own.
You know,
holding his own.
And the grandson went up to this dude, and he's like, "Hey man, can I get a demo? Can I listen to your car? I'm a big fan. I really look up to you." And the dude pretty much told the kid, "Hey, pound sand. I got no time for you right now." Right, so it broke the kid's heart. He goes home. Grandma Gates is like, "What's up? I thought you were going to the show." "Oh, he was, but I met my idol, and he told me to F off." And Grandma said, "Oh, did he now? Okay. I think this stuff's kind of cool." Grandma Gates went out and built the loudest stereo in the world at the next show.
That's Grandma holding it down.
Grandma destroyed this dude, destroyed the pro class, and won the world championship. She then built her grandson a truck to compete against that guy and stomped his ass in the dirt.
All off of hurt feelings on your grandchild.
And after that, Grandma's like, "All right, this is pretty fun." And she held the world record for several years. And like I said, when she would lose
that's
it,
a cool story, man. Don't mess with grandmas.
Oh, no.
Yeah, for sure.
Woo!
Grandma's like, "Son, why are you hurt? Here, eat some pie.
What's wrong,
Let's talk
baby?
about this."
What's wrong, baby? Oh, that's okay. Honey, we go eat some pie off the window. Eat some pie right on the ledge.
But yeah, I thought that was really
Came
cool.
through. We're going to build you a
cool.
vehicle, baby.
That is
Don't
cool.
worry. That's awesome, man.
And the only thing that from all of your stories that you've told me is that people up there, they seem a little confused as well.
Oh, here we go.
No, they don't.
No.
Here's the thing.
This is about to shake some canoes. Go ahead.
It will be, but I will say this. People up there are respectful in shows. They listen to the rules. Mm-hmm. If the sign says no loud stereos, there ain't a loud stereo. Yep. You may get a burp every once in a while of a loud stereo, but it's a no stereo zone.
We got to do better, Florida.
Well, we suck.
We got to do better.
We're awful. We are awful.
Yeah,
awful.
it's
We're the
terrible.
kids that don't listen.
But that's not the confusion I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about. So let me. See, I was going to get into the show recap next week, but we'll talk.
Okay,
About
okay.
No, we're going to talk about it now. You brought it up.
Okay.
I took my car through judging up there. Pulled it through the drive-through judging. And
what class?
What'd it
What class were you in?
well, here's
take?
the they legit have like 75 classes.
What?
A
And
ton.
out of all those 75 classes, no other class fit you better than what?
Lowrider.
Lowrider.
So I asked, and it was funny because I had my Buick.
Lowrider.
Confused. Well,
Hold on.
I-
G, say it one time. Say lowrider.
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 Well, I'm going to say this. Now, because of Slamology, I have more trophies in the lowriding class than all of y'all combined. With my Buick.
that's not true. I have to.
I know he read those texts and
This
he
year,
went, he
this
did
year.
not.
This year.
He did not.
So they have classes literally like classic American, pre 80s American. They have all these classes. So I went through. I was like, oh, it's gonna be a classic. It's gonna be pre 80s
Yeah.
American. Kid was like 17 who judged me. Right, goes around
Confused.
And I had
Excited.
Uninformed youth.
I had the car lifted up, and I showed him the box, and I was like, I wanted it to look stock, blah, blah, blah. And I laid it out. He's like, oh, man, that's cool. He walked around, did all the stuff. And I was like, when it all got said and done, he's like, I just got to take a picture of it for everything. Takes a picture.
For my profile pic.
And I said, no, because they literally, they judge it, and they take a snap
Okay.
a picture of it so they can put it. So there's no confusion.
Yeah.
No confusion
They're
at all.
confused. They're
None.
confused about
And
the
I
category.
said, when we're leaving, I was like, hey, bro, what category am I in? He's like, I'm going to put you in lowrider. And I was like, what?
Little did we
Lowrider?
know he drives a Challenger.
And he's like, yeah, it'll be a lowrider. And I'm like, whatever. So I go back, and I was pissed. I was like, all these classes, bro, and they put me, like, there is some, the car clubs that were up there.
Did you show them the tank?
Huh?
Show them the air tank?
Yeah, show them there,
Did you
too.
tell them that there's air in there?
Yeah. But good times.
Kid knew what he was
say
looking at. Kid knew what he was looking at. It's all right.
Good times was up there.
Did he at least appreciate the paint?
He loved the paint. Loved the paint and tank.
Makes you
Even,
feel a
even the
little better.
scratches. The
Oh, you go.
Oh,
well, you got
come
to take my happy moment and
Can
bring
we-
it down.
Can we show that video again on this?
No, we can't. We're done reliving that.
So the car
Never.
clubs are up there was good times. They brought a gang of cars.
Yep.
Affiliated. They brought a gang of cars. Like when I say lowriders, dude, there were bombs on 13.
I mean, those are two clubs that you catch the right chapters. Those two clubs don't mess around.
They
yeah.
Bro,
Those some heavy hitters right there.
Murder Hornet was there. Murder Hornet
saw that.
was
I saw
bought
that.
by a guy in Good Times.
And when
So he won the hop off, but he didn't.
shocking.
Not surprised.
Show of hands, who's surprised on that?
So needless to say, when they told me like,
surprise.
they said, oh, you're in Lowrider, and I was like, shit, I don't stand a chance. Like, and I went back and I parked with the Goodfellas, and I was like, bro, what class do you think they put me in? They're like, I don't know. And I was like, Lowrider, and my buddy Brandon, right, the guy we put the bed on, I showed you the bed, and he's like, what? And I was like,
not confused.
and he goes, no disrespect to your car, because your car is amazing. You don't stand a chance against these guys. Like, you don't have hydraulics, you don't have like the flake paint.
the wires.
I like this guy.
Right,
This guy
and-
sounds real smart.
And I was like, I know. So needless to say, weekend comes and goes. It's raining Sunday, all day Sunday. So we leave. Awards are at 3. It's pouring at like 8. So we literally load up our trailers, and I haul ass. I start heading back to Florida from the fairgrounds.
Okay.
I get to Kentucky, Tennessee, about 3 o'clock. Get a text message from one of the dudes.
Bruh.
Here's the award ceremony. You got 3rd place in the lowrider class. And I was like, shut the front door. Are you serious? So we have some technical difficulties, y'all.
That's
Sorry.
okay. That's
Sorry.
okay.
So you left off on shut the front door. And what was the text that he had sent you?
That I had placed in the lowrider category. Got 3rd. Beat out several other.
Major clubs.
You'll be all right, boo. You'll be good.
Hold his hand.
It's going to be all right.
My favorite part about
I
that,
beat that guy. How does that make you feel?
he's got him on deck ready. My favorite part was when the guy was giving the speech about Trent Neer in 3rd place with a 1964 Buick Elantra.
I don't even think that was a thing in '64.
No, it wasn't
No.
Buick
Pretty sure
Elantra.
Hyundai wasn't a thing.
That's true.
The Elantras were not out
No,
yet.
not
They
quite.
were not coming out.
Not quite. Couple decades soon there.
The dude tried. He
Oh
tried.
my God.
He's
So you got
confused.
so what now? You got the trophy. Is the trophy getting mailed to you?
It is. It's coming down.
Oh God! So the next episode, we need to have both of them present. Low rider category, 64 Buick Elantra.
I hope it says Elantra.
I hope it does too. I hope it
Some
does too.
hateful people. You just mad. You just mad.
I'm not
So-
mad. I'm not
You
mad.
just
Like
mad
I
that
said-
my lowrider's more better than yours.
Listen, like I said, it's a beautiful car. It's a clean build. I'm happy for you. I'm happy you brought home the hardware.
The whole time his eyes are down. That's how you
No,
know
it's
someone
no,
loves.
it's the truth. It's the truth. I'm happy for him. We all know what went into that build. It's a clean build.
Got a nosebleed.
It's just the wrong category.
Apparently not. It's trophied twice.
Twice.
In the wrong category.
Wrong category. You
Apparently
said,
this
your buddy
entire-
had a similar build.
And he
State to state.
Not
They
low
all
rider?
wrong then.
He-
State to state.
He had a 62 Impala 4-door.
But he got to claim his own.
Well, the judge tried to put him in the lowrider category, and he's like, I don't know if I should be in the lowrider. He's like, what
Smart
do you want
guy.
to be in? I think you put him in classic. So
Man.
Smart guy. Smart guy.
So what's back to the Youngbloods? What's going on with this thing they're doing now? What do they call it? The takeovers and stuff.
Takeovers.
They
It's
block off like 4-way.
it's warehouses, intersections, anything crazy that they could do just to make a point.
yeah, I've seen the intersection. I've never seen like a warehouse or anything
Well,
like that.
Indianapolis it's big in warehouses. First to start off
Like
with,
in a warehouse?
and not inside a warehouse, but the parking lot where all the trucks would park. First, we start off drag racing there. That's what we did for fun. And out of nowhere, all these Challengers, Chargers, and Mustangs that are crowd control just wanted to show up,
Crowd control.
like straight up. And I've seen people get hit. I've seen people get thrown.
Oh, we see it daily on TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok shows a lot of it. But
On
like,
the Instagram,
there's a one time
Insta slam.
the cops showed up and a Charger took off and T-boned a car that had 2 kids in it and
Wow.
2 older drivers and killed one of the kids.
I
So
thought
why
you say
would
the
you do that?
I think I say the cop showed up and then just started hanging out the window like this.
Oh
and
yeah,
start
totally.
doing donuts.
gang, all
Desk
that
pops.
stuff.
Some desk pops.
No, but
Oh my word.
I get it. Drifting's cool. Don't get me wrong. That takes a lot of practice and a lot of talent.
So what's the goal with
And
this
these
now?
kids
Is it
have no talent.
0 talent.
100%? What's the goal other than
Show off.
showing off? What's
Show off,
the
show out.
ones running in the middle? Are they trying to see how close they can
not
be
too
to getting
sure.
hit? Because they get pretty close. In fact, they get hit.
I'm not too sure on that one. I've been to one takeover and that was at a warehouse, and I stayed as far away
I've
as
seen-
I could.
Every color in Creed do backflips. Everyone.
Inadvertent backflips.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then they get up, and it goes from oh to oh. know, and they're
Yeah.
sitting there twisted,
Well,
busted leg.
What's funny, when they get up, they have this shocked look on their face, like,
Yeah. Or,
What was that?
or anger. So the one guy started shooting at the car that hit him.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're next
the
to
bike-
a rookie
well,
doing
not
donuts.
for nothing.
What
Wait a
did
minute. The bike got hit. Dude hit him and then took off.
No, this was just a dude
Oh.
running in the middle.
Oh.
Got hit. Was mad he got hit. Started clapping rounds.
Okay, I saw one where there was two guys on bikes. One dude got hit on one bike, and the car took off
Yeah. I
and
remember
floored
seeing
it.
that
And
one.
then the other dude that didn't get clipped on the bike, he got off and just started walking calmly at them taking off and just started pulling back a clip. Just pop, 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 pop. And then you heard the guy, whoever was on the camera, went, uh-oh. What's that?
Nope.
I don't get it, but I know my generation has ruined car shows with that stuff.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely ruined it. Like you came out to that thing for James recently.
Yep.
The guy I know that passed away.
Yeah.
And first thing you texted me was no burnouts.
What I say, yeah.
No
He said-
revving.
I said, I'd be happy to come show support. I said, but I'll tell you this right now. And so I told him before me and Justin showed up, I said, if it's going to be a bunch of revving engines off the limiter and burnouts and people stunting on bikes, I said, we ain't going to stay. We're not going to stay long. We're just not going to stay.
I'm going to talk to you on this real quick because I'm going to put a picture right here. Again, I was going to hit Slamology next week, but this ground level, a car club in Indiana, had this poster up out front of their tent. Said, somewhere around this show, there's a little kid that wants to be just like you someday. You owe it to them to be the best you can be with a car on it.
See, now that's
That's-
what's up,
that's
man. We
great.
don't,
Yeah.
you need that kind of influence down here, man. We don't have it. There ain't nobody trying to influence that.
No.
No, we're just Florida man.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well,
Literally, as soon as you come out of Georgia, it's the Wild West. The minute you cross that line, it's Wild West.
dude, you want to know what's funny? I'm in Indiana, and I bought a shirt on the way out Sunday from Drop 'N Wear. And I was wearing my Slamfest shirt.
Yeah.
And I go up and I get my shirt. And
get
the
beat
dude-
up?
The dude's like, "Oh, Slamfest." I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "You from Florida?" I said, yeah. So we start talking. He asked about the Buick first. He's like, "That's a bad car," and I was like, "Oh, thanks." And so I tell him about it. It's all original, blah blah. He's like, "So it's a true survivor." I'm like, "Oh yeah." He's like, "Man, you don't see them often." We start talking.
Yeah.
Sees the shirt. He's like, "Oh, you from Florida?" "Yeah, I'm down there." Blah blah. Guess who he brings up?
Dude with the alligator.
No, dude with the Hummer. How much he despises
Oh,
the guy
yeah.
my
with the
God.
Hummer. Like,
Oh man.
I was
Our
like,
buddies with the
talking
horrible
about
systems.
we're talking about how this show is great because you have your car show
Yeah.
here, and on the other side of the racetracks, your audio show.
Yeah.
Do you hear music? Absolutely. Can we talk just like this and have a conversation? Absolutely.
Yeah.
And if you want to go to the loud stuff, you go over there. If you want to go to the stunt wall, you go over there. And he's like, yeah. He goes, Slamfest used to be great. I'm so glad they got rid of the stereo though because it butted right up. There was nowhere to put them. And I was like, yeah. And then you got the guy in that Hummer. He's like, oh, that guy. And he was talking about how he threatened the dude. He had to go over. He's like, hey, turn the stuff off. I can't take my order. So the guy turned it off.
Yeah.
Started laughing, turned it right back up.
Yeah, yeah.
So he goes, I went over and I leaned in the window. I said, you can turn it off, bro. Like I told you once before, I'm not going to tell you again. Turn it off.
Yeah.
And that's when our guys from Mini Bandits got involved and
Yeah.
kicked him out of the show. But
Yep.
he's
Twice.
like-
Twice or three times.
it was funny. We were talking about that. We were talking about the Lowrider show because I was telling about the gold Thunderbird.
No.
He has the same feelings about that gentleman as the three of us, and I think the majority of the show goers. But
Yeah.
it was just funny. Like we're 5 states away and talking about the bad antics in Florida compared to how people act
Florida man.
up in Indiana.
Apparently, stupidity travels far.
Oh my God! No, it
Florida
doesn't.
man, wow.
It kind of stays in Florida. Honestly.
Yeah, that's a Florida thing.
Wow.
Well. Yeah, you didn't see a lot of that stuff, in Arizona.
No.
Went out there.
No, respectful people out in Arizona.
That's because you get shot. You pull that out in Arizona, they got some big clubs out there, man. They just be like, hey, well, only going to end up missing. Like, they'll put you in the back.
Yeah.
It's just we need to.
That's clubs that don't mess around.
Slamology needs to be on our to-do list.
Put it on our roster, man. We'll have to
Yeah,
put that on
I'm
our
excited
roster.
for it, man. Hey, listen, the stories you've been telling us through the years, and these stories, man,
Yeah.
I'm excited to check it out one year, man.
Some of the
Hopefully,
things that he's-
hopefully, I have something ready to go at that time, and I can trailer it up there.
Some of the things that
excited
he's
for
telling
that.
us about camp and drag, too.
Yeah. It's like
Definitely, that's on my list of things to do.
it's like next week is Clean Culture. Clean Culture is a big show down here.
What
They
is
do
it? Clean?
Clean Culture.
Clean
It's a bunch
Culture,
of
okay.
imports, slam, stance, cars, whatever you want to consider it. And they have a show in Indiana finally at the Speedrome. I'm going up there next week for that.
Okay.
Take my Jetta up there while hang out with my family because that's where I'm from.
Okay.
And so I'm gonna get a taste of that to see if I want to continue that route.
Right.
See if it's worth continuing that route because I went to Clean Culture here at the stadium in what is it, West Palm?
Okay.
And it just wasn't what everyone talked about.
Okay.
There wasn't much there. You walk around for an hour, you get bored.
Yeah.
You want to leave. So
I sent you guys.
I went to.
I don't know how many pictures. That wasn't even a quarter of what was up there.
Yeah, that was just your cherry
no.
picks.
That was, I like this, I like that.
Yeah.
But I didn't take any pictures of any Hondas or Acuras. There's a plethora of them. A lot of trucks I didn't take pictures of. A lot of lowriders I didn't get pictures of.
Okay.
It's a big show.
I
man.
tried going to a couple of them import shows, man. I went to 2 import shows back in the day. I went to when Nopi Nationals came around.
I remember Nopi. I remember that forever.
I went to Nopi
That
Nationals.
in a minute.
And then I went to, remember Hot Import Nights?
We went there in Orlando.
I went to Hot Import Nights one time. And
Went with my baby mama, Audrey. Back when
Corey,
she-
what's the show that you go to? FL2K. Yeah, that's
L2K.
another big, that's a big one.
Well, yeah, that one travels to Texas, right? To
Corey's got a pretty nasty car that we haven't talked about
we
yet.
were chit-chatting about that earlier.
Yep.
Nasty car.
Originated, and then Victor, the guy that owns the drag strip, Bradenton Motorsports Park,
Yeah.
they collaborated and got together and they made FL2K.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Okay.
TX2K has been going on since like the early 2000s. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
it originally was like all Supras,
Wow.
Yeah.
and then as years progressed and other cars came out, and technology advanced, and
They're like, all right, we gotta mix it up. We gotta get a couple more cars here.
Yeah. For those of you who can faintly hear Corey in the background, Corey's got a pretty nasty Supra that I think we've touched on just a little bit in a previous episode. We gotta have you on one
We
of
were
these
discussing
shows,
how many
buddy.
horses is that thing going to have roughly when it's all put together? 1,000?
1,000 horsepower.
That's a
1,000
lot.
horsepower. Right-hand drive.
Yeah.
Gorgeous car.
We gotta get you on one of these episodes soon, brother.
Oh, it's gonna
that
be
thing.
just like a TikTok. He's gonna be like starting it up, like, oh man, there it is. Then it's gonna be a flash screen in the arms, of-" and he's gonna be like, like a halo. We're gonna be wearing T-shirts of him on the front of the damn thing. Don't do it, baby. Don't do it.
But yeah, man. Anyway,
Gee, thanks for coming out tonight.
yeah, buddy.
I
That's,
appreciate it.
Appreciate you coming out, giving
sure.
us some insight, man.
Yeah,
We're gonna have
man.
to have you again.
Yeah, come. Open invitation, man. Whenever you're around,
I'll
come
bring
through.
out the Jetta next time. We can talk more on that stuff. And
Oh,
Yeah, for sure.
if I got anything else exciting going on, hopefully by that time.
Maybe you'll be in a lowrider category and get a trophy
I'm trying.
Oh, jeez.
Maybe he'll let me buy the
Oh,
Lincoln
jeez.
from him.
I don't think
too.
I'm being miscategorized
There
anymore.
it is. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. Look
That's
at
a
him.
great idea, ain't it?
I'm not being miscategorized. You just haven't got the 2023 rule book.
Wait, here's the
That's
thing.
it.
Here's the
Yeah,
thing.
rule
Here's the
book.
thing. If he buys that Lincoln, I'm gonna put a rush hour order on that thing. We're gonna juice it. We're gonna put a top on it. Will's gonna be like,
Buddy, I got everything to juice it.
I
We're
know
gonna
you
juice it
do.
Soon. I
just gotta find a
film that
project
too.
car. I gotta find a car that's worth my time.
Where are we going to use it at? Because
In
you
my
kind of got
driveway,
14.
baby.
You got 14 64 Impalas in your garage.
I'm gonna juice it right outside the garage, buddy, in the driveway under a tent.
oh, God.
Anyway, G, thanks for joining us,
Yeah, I appreciate it.
folks. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.